many of you all like to go out and have fun? How many of you all like to go to amusement parks, enjoying the warm summer sun, refreshing water, and especially the adrenaline for riding all the rides? This has me reminiscing on those days back when I was a kid and enjoyed riding the roller coasters. Feeling butterflies in my stomach before the ride started, and right before the roller coaster made that big drop. In those moments was when I would just live in the moment and forget about everything else going on around me. Everybody's ride is different and unique. The twists and turns that I feel will be very different from the ones that you may have. During several moments in my life, I have never felt like I could connect with someone, but I know someone is bound to have a similar adventure as me. As you listen to my roller coaster adventures, I hope to be able to open up a new way of seeing life and reminisce on your own. My experiences are the twists, turns, and drops from the roller coasters. I choose to keep riding because I want to see what is ahead for me and what my future consists of. Only I know everything that I have gone through and how I felt in those moments, which is why it is unique and everyone has their very own roller coaster story. Experiences are supposed to be lived through and felt. If not to get through the end of the ride, then at least to learn through the journey and to enjoy the feeling. My roller coaster started the day I was conceived. My parents were very happy and would always talk to me through my mother's stomach. They talked about how loved I already was and how anxious they were to have me in their arms already. I was a first child, so I was very loved and spoiled by my parents already. As my ride continued, my experiences have been an eventful one, and sometimes I just stared out of my seat and enjoyed the ride. Everything is where it's supposed to be, as the roller coaster continues in a smooth pace. Now that I have spoken about the beginning of my ride, I will look at a moment that altered my life when a big cloud of fog swept in front of my face and blocked me from seeing anything. In 2020, when COVID started, it was during my sophomore year of high school. It was almost the end of sophomore year. In March 2020, when we went into a lockdown because of the virus COVID-19. Everyone was home, but that did not stop school from continuing online. It was very tough as I had no socialization except with my family and was not motivated to do anything at all, especially schoolwork. I'm sure I was not the only one going through a very confusing and tough time during this pandemic. Another obstacle that made the roller coaster very bumpy and was when my grandpa got very sick. My grandpa has diabetes, and in September of 2020, he had to be hospitalized because of COVID. My mom flew to Texas to be with him, not knowing if he would get through it. It was a very tough time as I could not be there with them. I would still pray for him and knew that he was very strong and would get through it. Thankfully, he got through it and was able to go home a few weeks later. We were all happy and grateful that he was still here with us. Now that I have spoken about a few moments that were unexpected drops, I will continue and look at the ups that were great during my ride. I enjoyed having that smooth top of the hill moment where I felt the breeze from being up in the air, looking over and seeing everything that I have been through. Those being the great and best moments of my life. When being on the top of the roller coaster, I make sure to soak it all in because just as life, roller coasters are very unexpected as well. As mentioned before, I was an only child for a while. Until I was 7 years old, my younger brother was born. I was very happy to finally have a sibling and now I wouldn't grow up alone. He changed my life drastically and he always finds a way to make me laugh. After a very long drop, I find myself at another top of the hill moment where I can look back and see everything I have accomplished. This was a huge accomplishment in my life, being able to graduate and have an entry into NCSU after completing my Associates of Science at Wake Tech. It was clear as day, an eye-opener that made me feel like a young adult, and now that this has just started my career and my future adult life, it makes me very happy. To sum it all up, this roller coaster ride has been a journey to remember. It has brought me to where I would never think I would be today, and here I am with you all. This was just a short glimpse of my roller coaster story, and a few things that have happened, such as the foggy experience during my pandemic, a huge drop from not being able to be with my grandpa, and those top of the hill moments of finally having a sibling and a huge life accomplishment that has started my career. You can bet that there will be many more drops, steady and top of the hill moments to come. Everybody has a roller coaster story, but how will you manage yours? Mine is full of ups and downs and can get very hectic at times, but every moment counts. Thank you for your time. My name is Emily Rodriguez once again.